I'm Celisa Steele, Managing Director of Tagoras, and I'm continuing our series of interviews with the learning management system providers that we feature in our latest edition of our Association Learning Management Systems. And I'm joined today from Portland, Oregon via Skype by Lisa Bordeaux, the Director of Sales and Business Development at BlueVolt. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. And just to kick things off, could you tell us a little bit about who BlueVolt is and what you do?
Sure. BlueVolt actually started out not with the idea of an LMS in mind, but we started out as a technology company. And we were really just looking for ways that we could improve productivity for people who live and work in the field. And so we were originally focused on the skilled professional, or people who didn't sit at a desk all day. And we saw that there were a lot of opportunities within associations, because associations kind of drew together the experts in the field along with the individuals who were looking for that expert knowledge. So as a result, we've developed a platform which is uniquely designed for the association and extended enterprise, and it facilitates the ability for experts to share their knowledge with individuals who are typically members within an association in need of either certification or training or just knowledge.
Great. And talk a little bit more, and specifically about how you differentiate yourself from other learning management systems and providers that sort of operate in this association space.
Sure. So we realized through the early efforts that associations were fairly unique in that they had a lot of experts. It wasn't like a closed system. They had a lot of experts that come from a variety of different sources, and they had a lot of members who were highly distributed. And so one of the things that we did early on was we built features based on the needs of our customers. So we had associations in the beginning who would tell us things that they needed to be able to do, and we would build those features into the system, and in many cases they would sit with us while we were developing them. So we have functionally built in the e-commerce piece that allows for promotional codes at various levels to make it easier for people who have different membership levels in an association to purchase courses. And we also have done a number of things to kind of automate the visibility and the reporting functions, because in a lot of cases the people who were responsible for providing content weren't necessarily, going to be regular operators of a learning management system, and the stakeholders in the member businesses weren't necessarily going to become experts in our LMS. So we actually use email to distribute the reporting and provide visibility into the training activities as a way to make it easier for people to understand, what's happening, what people know, what they don't know, and how they're doing.
Great. And I know that you do a lot of work with trade associations, so talk a little bit about what you see as the unique opportunities and needs for the trades as they're using a learning management system to deliver education and training.
So for us, I think that skilled professionals and the people that we're serving are part of what makes our country so incredible. We have really great roads. When you turn on the lights, the electricity is going to come on. If you use a faucet, the water comes out. When those things are all working well, you never really even know that those require a skilled professional to use. And when we look at things that are happening, there's a lot of new technology that's coming out. Things like LED lighting. And if you consider a company like Philips, who manufactures these new lamps, which are significantly better in terms of their energy consumption, the question becomes, how do they get the information to the guy who's actually going to install that in a school? And historically, there's been a lot of places where that message has broken down, and it's made it very difficult and time-consuming for these companies to innovate and to deliver the innovation to the marketplace. And so we see that there's a lot of need associated with the businesses inside of this kind of ecosystem. And one of the most interesting things about it is that if we look at one of our segments, which is electrical, and we consider electrical distribution, there's 8,000 companies that have the SEC code that they're electrical distributors, right? But when you get to the, 1 through 200, at 200, you're looking at a business that does about 15 million in revenue each year, which means that there's 7,800 companies that are smaller than that. And so what we love about associations and what we love about this industry is that the associations really provide resources to these smaller companies, the types of businesses that we love having, in our country, so that they can be more competitive and better leveraged because their people are more knowledgeable and they're able to meet their customers in the most positive way possible. So there's a lot of communication needs, there's a lot of skill development, potentially, things like behavior change, how to be safer on the job, how to use a ladder in a way that, you're not going to hurt yourself or somebody else. There's a lot of things that we do and our companies that we're serving do to make it a better and safer place to operate and do business.
Well, great. Sounds like a lot of your passion for the people you work with comes through in your response there.
Yeah.
And just one last question. Just wanted to get your thoughts on, what's coming down the pike for learning if you look out a couple of years or so. What are you excited about or what do you expect to see more of?
So we see that content's getting developed into different levels, right? We see some of the training is being developed for knowledge transfer. You're talking to a population of people who kind of already have a baseline knowledge. We see as we kind of add learning styles or layer different learning styles onto that training, that it becomes better for skill development. And it really, at the highest level, we think that online and through a combination of, blended learning, we can affect behavior for individuals. But these things require simulations, they require games, they require you doing things that you might actually do on the job, online virtually. I always think of pilot training. Do you really want a pilot flying a plane who's never been on a simulator before? Right. And for us, people can die on the job if they don't do things correctly. So we want to provide them opportunity to really experience what it's going to be like in their daily life. But these are things that have traditionally required flash. And as we see the landscape changing, more of that is going to be moving to video and mobile-friendly training. So for us, the things that we see are, the ability to do better integration of face-to-face activities or on-the-job training using Tin Can. We're in the process of integrating that into our platform. We see the ways that people are developing training and using video and leveraging the information is really going to change. It's going to become smaller. It's going to be more objective driven, I think. And that kind of changes the nature of the way that we serve the content and allow people to search it.
Well, great. Well, it sounds like, an exciting future where people can pull in content from a lot of different sources and sort of where they want it and in the little chunks that they need it at that moment. So
absolutely. Yeah, it's exciting. It really is.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk with me. I really appreciate it, Lisa.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
We'll talk to you later.